Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Keychron K2 hot swappable wireless 75% layout mechanical keyboard. Whew, that was a long name. So this keyboard is currently one of my favorite keyboards, and today I'm going to be comparing it to two other keyboards to see what should you look for when you're buying a keyboard and what are the advantages of different types of keyboards. So let's get to it. First, what I want to do is I want to talk specs. So Keychron has two K2s, I think, or maybe more, but the two K2s we're going to talk about is this one, which is hot swappable, and the other one that they have is not hot swappable. So what that means is you can switch out the switches. For example, if you want blue switches and you have red switches, you can switch them out, or if you want brown switches, things like that. And the switches determine the sound of each click, which is one of the most important things for people who use mechanical keyboards. So let's get to specs. So in terms of specs, we have 18 hours of battery life according to Keychron. I've personally gotten way more than that. If you turn down the backlight, one thing you'll notice is that the battery tends to last a lot longer. It has sleep mode that's like automatic if you don't use the keyboard for a few minutes. What you'll notice is that it'll just turn off, and then you press the key and the keyboard turns back on, which is nice, so you can kind of extend that battery life. But sometimes it can be a little annoying because I'll go to the bathroom, come back, and I'll try to type and my keyboard is off. For a second I'm sitting there just waiting for it to turn on and then connect to the computer, which is a little annoying. But one way you can get around that is it also has a USB-C connection, so you can just wire that directly to your computer, which is nice. And a lot of people like to have the wire sticking out of the desk going into the computer. Me personally, not a fan of having wires on my table, so that's why I use it in the Bluetooth mode. What else? So as you can see, you can connect up to 3 devices, which is nice. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll have my laptop on my desk and I'll switch from my laptop to my PC. It's very easy. You just hold the FN button, I think FN or function. You hold the function button, whatever number you have the device saved in. So you just hold function 1 and then you can use the device that you have saved on the 1 memory slot. Anyway, yeah, I've been using this keyboard for a few months now, and even though I have other keyboards, I tend to always come back to this one. And yeah, so what else? Specs, I believe, has brown switches. Sounds pretty good. It also has settings for Windows and Mac. So, when you switch to the Mac settings, the Windows button becomes whatever button they use on Macs. The box also comes with the specific keys for Windows and Mac. And you can also switch out the orange escape key if you don't like it. I just left it there because, a lot of the videos that I see of other people's setups, they tend to have it. And I was like, well, they did it. Plus, I kind of just really didn't want to switch it out. Anyway, let's take a look at the box. So this thing's kind of been sitting in the closet for a while since I've had this for a few months. It's a pretty good looking box. I don't know how I feel about that. It has like a rainbowish thing when the light hits it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, let's see. I don't know if everything is still inside the box, but we'll take a look. Okay, so instructions. I don't know if you guys read instructions, but personally I don't. What I try to do is I try to brute force it and see if I can make it work myself. And if I can't, then I'll take a look at the instruction manual. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. A whole lot of stuff that I don't care about. Let's see. So it does come with this thing. You can use this to remove the keycaps, I believe. So let's try to live demo. I'll just pick a random key. So here we have a U, and there we go. So I guess it does have brown switches. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it looks just like me, it's brown. But yeah, it's pretty easy to take all the keycaps out. I also do take it out sometimes when I'm cleaning it, but one thing that I always do is, I never use my keyboard with dirty hands, or I never eat at my table. It's like a whole set of rules that I have to try to keep everything clean. And so far it's been going good. As you can see, I just popped it out and there's no filth in there, which makes me really happy. But yeah, let's just put this back where we found it. And yeah, the keycaps just go back that easily, which is nice. Let's see what else is in the box. Okay, so there's some other stuff in the box too, but we'll just kind of focus on this stuff. So it looks like we have another Windows key. Or no, this is a command key. Is this command? What is this? You guys tell me in the comments. I don't know what the hell this is. Can't even see it. Okay, what else? Another one of those keys. An option key. Okay, so I remember option. Mac has option. And then here we have whatever that is. I have no idea what that is. Let's see. And then a regular escape key. So, what? You know, I have this out, so I might as well swap out this. Put on the regular escape key. Boop! Where are you, Mr. Escape Key? There you are. Get in there. Come on. Oh, there we go. Is it in there? Okay, I think it's in there. Let's see. How does that look? Do you guys think that looks better? Kind of seems a little boring to me. So I think I might have to put it back. You know, it's funny because I've removed like all types of RGB or stickers or anything that's like outside of the minimalist bubble out of my desk setup. And here I am putting an orange escape key on my keyboard. Huh, how the mighty have fallen. Okay, so yeah, it comes with some extra keycaps. Most of them I don't understand what they mean, but at the same time, you know, old head, I don't really know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So we're gonna put this stuff back in the box. Yeah, and it comes with this too, which I believe you use this to pop the switches out, which I'm not going to do. I'm just gonna shove this box closed. All right. Come on. As you can tell, I'm not very dexterous. Dexterous. What a weird word. Anyway, let's talk about what you guys really want to hear about, which is how does it feel to actually use this keyboard? So for the first few months of using this keyboard, I was using it like this, just resting my wrists on the table and typing at an angle. So as you can see, that sounds pretty good. At some point, by keeping my wrists on the table and typing like this, I developed a condition in my wrist from, you know, spending hours coding, typing, and doing all these things on the computer. So my question was, how the hell do I solve this? And it was also slowing me down. So what I ended up doing was I bought this thing. It's like a wooden palm rest. I bought it on Amazon. It has like some rubber stoppers. And I know Keychron sells their own version, but I went with the cheaper version on Amazon because, you know, it's a block of wood. Yeah. Anyway, so the goal was to lift my wrists off the table so that when I typed, they would be at less of an angle, and ouch, it still kind of hurts, but it would be less at an angle, and you know, that would solve my wrist problem, and also kind of made it easier to type for long periods of time. Anyway, another issue that I tend to have, which might be small, but it's kind of annoying. Whenever I'm trying to hit the backspace button, the backspace button, right next to it is the light button. And let me show you guys what it does. And I kind of find this extremely annoying, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm trying to hit the backspace button, and I hit this key. And what will happen is now all the lights begin to change, and they start doing things that I really don't like. Let's see if I can show you guys. Come on, man. Please work. Okay, there you go. Right now it's pulsating. I don't know if that shows. Also, it's kind of loud. Brown switches, I don't know if you're gonna like them. I liked them in the beginning because what I was coming from was a very low quality keyboard, which we'll talk about in a second. But the quality of the keycaps, you can just kind of feel the weight. And I also love the texture, the way that they feel on my fingers. I've never really felt anything like this before. It's kind of like, it has like a texture that it's not extremely smooth and it's not very porous either. It's like this, you know, you can feel the way it feels. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know, if you guys have it, Maybe let me know in the comments if you guys feel the same way. But yeah, it's been pretty easy to keep it clean. I like kind of like the spacing between the keycaps and the frame. Kind of makes it easier when I'm like using my air compressor or like a little vacuum to kind of clean it out. Everything comes out very easily and pretty readily. I also really like the weight. It's heavy. Like if you look at this thing, if you compare this thing to this thing, you can kind of feel the weight. And if you kind of tap it, you can really feel the quality of it. It doesn't feel hollow or cheap or plasticky, even though it is plastic, but the weight, you can feel that, there's a pretty heavy battery in there. And that's also good because it's not easy to move it around. Now I have this desk mat. It's kind of old, so it's very linty. Don't look too closely at it. But I never have a problem with the keyboard moving around. I also have the kickstands up. Kind of gives me a little bit more angle. But yeah, it's not bad using it with the kickstands down either. So I might try that today. It also kind of makes it a little flatter, so maybe that would be even better for my wrist. Also, disclaimer, I'm a pretty slow typer, so once we get to the typing section, please don't hurt my feelings. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's pretty much, I would say, everything that I would have to say directly. So now let's kind of go into the comparison. So what are we comparing to? First, I have a cheap $20 or $25 keyboard that I bought from Amazon. Let's take a look at the box. Yeah, whatever that brand is, Macgee. Ironically, I believe this thing is also from Macgee. Yeah, I guess they make a lot of cheap Amazon stuff. I don't really look at the brands of these things. I just needed something quick and I picked the cheapest option. So I think it's kind of a good comparison. Like if you want to go into mechanical keyboards but you don't want to pay for a mechanical keyboard, you can kind of go with the cheap route. I believe this is blue switches. I'm not sure, but I can double check, and I'll probably write something right here somewhere. Anyway, so let's take a look at this guy. First of all, it's wired, no Bluetooth, which kind of sucks, but whatever. One thing that I do like better than the Keychron K2 wireless mechanical blah blah is this one has higher kickstand, and you can kind of get the keyboard to face you a little bit, which is nice. It also, you can't really see, but I'll probably do like a zoom in. It has a lesser or smaller, shorter profile than the Keychron. Also, the keys have less of an angle, which is kind of interesting. As you can see, the sound is extremely different. I'll give you guys a little bit of a preview. It's very clicky. Like, it sounds like like, damn, why is it so clicky? It kind of sounds like a pen, like you're clicking a pen. And then you compare that to the K2 and it sounds very high. Yeah, funky, like. I believe it's the same layout. It has the same amount of buttons. It's very ugly. As you can see, the cutouts for the letters don't look that good. And when you light it up, sometimes you can't even really tell what you're looking at. And if you don't have the backlight on, since it's like a gray keycap, you can't really see what letter it is at night if you're working in the dark. But anyway, comparing that to the K2, you can clearly tell that they're in different leagues. Now, I believe the time of recording this Keychron K2 wireless mechanical keyboard, hot swappable 75% layout, is $89, something along that lines. I think I might have paid less. I'll put an affiliate link in the description so you guys can take a look and hopefully buy it and support me. If you compare the two keyboards, you paid $89 for one and $25, I believe, for the other one. You're getting exactly what you paid for. If you want a $25 keyboard, here's a $25 keyboard. Now, if you could get brown switches, possibly this might be better, and maybe go for keys that are not dark. Maybe you might be doing something, but you're really getting what you pay for. Now, if you only want to spend $25, I think this is good for $25, but spend a little bit more and get this guy. And honestly, I don't really see myself buying another keyboard for a while, unless I'm gonna get something with like one of those dials. And honestly, I don't really have any use for that, but shiny, and it's new, so I might have to buy it. But anyway, yeah, now we're gonna take a look at a completely different style of keyboard, and my first keyboard for my desk setup. So this guy is a Logitech, I believe it's the K380. It is also Bluetooth, and I don't think it's exactly 75% layout because it's missing the page down and page up keys. I think these are called membrane keyboards, if I'm not mistaken. This thing also connects up to 3 devices, which is the exact reason why I bought it. At the time of buying this, my setup was a laptop with a docking station and 2 monitors, I believe. And I was trying to keep my whole setup as quiet as possible because I didn't want to wake up anybody by my clickety-clacking. So I went with this guy. Now, as you can hear, it's pretty quiet. I really like this keyboard, and I was using it for a while, but what I noticed was that it was kind of boring. I would be typing for hours, and whenever I would look at somebody else's setup, they would have these cool looking mechanical keyboards, and then you listen to them type and it's like, wow, it's like a whole experience. And my typing experience is really quiet and boring and flat and healthy. That's kind of what prompted me to go in the mechanical direction. And I was pretty cheap. I didn't really want to spend too much, which is why I bought this guy. And then when I realized how bad this guy was, then I bought this guy. And so far I've been using this guy. I've used a few other different ones, but I always kind of end up with him. But anyway, yeah, so let's talk about this. Battery life, it takes a AA battery, I believe. Oh, 2 AAA batteries, I guess. Bluetooth, it's not wired, and it also has like a separating line. So if you have the command button, you can also use it as an alt. So if you're gonna use Mac and Windows. Anyway, so I currently keep this in my backpack. So whenever I'm going to work or I'm gonna be working at a coffee shop somewhere outside, just kind of pull it out. It's super thin. It's about the size of a notebook, so it fits very well in my backpack. And also, it's not this annoying thing that the people around me can hear. And it also makes it easier for me to do my typing. So, and I think I might possibly be the fastest on this one. Now, I'm an extremely slow typer, but we're also going to do a typing test to see how slow I am and which keyboard I'm actually faster on. So now, before we do that, we're just going to do a final grade on all 3 of them. Now, oh yeah, we didn't talk about the price. So the price for this one is, I believe, it was about $40 something, maybe 50. I bought that with this guy, and we'll talk about this guy another day. It's kind of dirty. We're not gonna look too closely at that. Anyway, yeah, it's about $40, so it's in between the 2 keyboards. Now, obviously, how I would rank them. Ironically, I'm ranking them in their price range. Now, a lot of people probably wouldn't go in this direction. I picked this one just because I also thought that the distance between the keys was gonna make it easier for me to type. Because one thing that I don't like about certain keyboards is that I would accidentally click hit other keys when I'm trying to, like for example, I'll be trying to hit G and I would accidentally hit H, which is very annoying, causing you to hit the backspace and overall increasing the amount of time it takes you to type something. Anyway, so in terms of comparison, $25, don't buy it unless you have to. $40, I would buy it. I like it. It stays in my backpack. I'm probably never gonna change it. This guy, obviously the winner. Great keyboard, reasonable price. I'm just gonna keep stroking it. So, yeah. Okay, now we're gonna go into, what are we gonna go into? Are we gonna do the typing test? It's kind of embarrassing. I don't wanna do the typing test, but you guys probably wanna see the typing test. So we're gonna do the typing test and you guys are gonna see how slowly I type. Let's go! So as you guys can see very clearly, it is now time to stroke. Also, you can see the date and when I'm recording this, so that's kind of, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are gonna do with that information, but at this time on this day I was recording it. And it is also time to stroke. So let's get to the stroke. So I'm gonna open up a website that I've been using to test my typing speed, and let's see how and see how that goes. Now, you'll be able to hear my keycaps. The point of this is to show you guys the speed that I type at, and also so you guys can hear the different keys and the way that they sound. I'm going to forewarn you that my speed is really bad, and so is my accuracy, but I'm very fast at copy and pasting. So, and that's most of what coding is. Yeah, let's do this. I'm just gonna use an incognito tab so you guys can't see any of my, or is it called live chat? I think it's called live chat. Yes. Okay, so you get to kind of see the keys. Yeah, but it kind of does this weird jumpy thingy. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm gonna have to lower the shutter speed a little bit. Okay. It's time for you guys to see me type. Okay, let's go. Damn! 48 words per minute. I think that's pretty bad, right? I think people have like 100. Oh, so average is 40. Okay, so I'm average. Am I? Yeah, 48. So I'm above average. So productive speed is 60 and over. Damn. And above average is 50. So I'm close to above average. Yeah, okay, so now we're gonna switch keyboards and do the same thing. Alrighty. So now we're gonna move to the Logitech. And first thing, let's get rid of this guy. Don't need it. Okay. So I haven't used this keyboard as much, so yeah. Let's see how I do. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Damn, I'll keep hitting the wrong keys. So first we're gonna just a quick refresh. Yeah. Ah. Damn. Ah. Okay. So I'm doing really badly. I'm just gonna. Yeah. As you guys can see, 38 words per minute at 90% accuracy. As you guys can see, I was just messing everything up. I haven't used this in a while, so I keep hitting the wrong keys. And it's a little bit harder to distinguish different keys, and what'll happen is, you know, part of my finger will hit one key and the other part will hit another key, so it kind of makes it a little bit difficult, but yeah, now we're gonna move to the other keyboard. Now we got the $25 keyboard. First thing I want to tell you guys, it's not Bluetooth, so I'm just gonna connect that. I believe it should be connected, and there the lights are. It's kind of annoying. I think you can hit. There we go, turned it off. Anyway, let's put on the kickstands, and I'm gonna grab this guy, kind of be a little kinder to my wrists. Let's refresh this, and hopefully we can get better numbers. I don't know why those keep popping up. Let us begin. Damn, already started off with some bullshit. Oh my God. Why is the M over there? Is that keyboard like that too? I think it is. So why was I tripping? Okay, I'm tweaking. What was that notification? Okay. Anyway, let's just refresh that. We're gonna start one more time. Okay, so yeah, it took a minute. I just realized that I have to look at the next word, not the word that I'm currently typing, and I got 47 words per minute on this. I just want to say welcome to the channel. This is one of our first videos. You're probably going to see a few other faces on the channel with me, but a lot of things we're going to be doing is kind of in this world, in this realm. Please follow, please share, please post notifications. Check out our social medias, sakeenatech. That's the user. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, Tumblr, Pinterest. I mean, we're everywhere, so tap in. Aha! And you know, send us a message if you want one. Like if you want a K2, just let me know. I'll get you a K2. We out, baby!